Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. And for the first time on this channel we are doing a 24-hour readathon marathon, and it's not going to be a straight 24 hours challenge because I really like my nightly schedule of sleeping, and I started waking up early from quite some days and I don't want to disturb that sleep cycle of mine. So we are doing this in two parts that I have seen many booktubers do, and we're just following on their steps. So we will do this for 12 hours and then 12 hours, and I will be putting on a timer on my phone to measure how much time I have been spending on reading. These are the 3 books that I have shortlisted for this challenge, and I personally don't think that I will be able to read all these 3. And I think if I read one book in 24 hours, that will be more than enough, because I read very slowly and observing all the things and dialogues the characters says and things that happen, and sometimes I have to read something thrice and 4 times to really put it into my mind and observe what it's saying. So it really takes me a really long time to read a book. But I have first book that I want to read is Beautiful by Christina Lauren, and it's I think a really underrated book because I have never heard of this book before, but I have heard of this author. I always used to think that they are one person, that's the name of one author, but then I read her book The Unhoneymooners, and when I got to the author's note I got to realize that they are 2 persons. So yeah, they are really famous authors, and I got this book Beautiful by them. So I think I want to read this. Second book I have is Love Arranged by Lauren Asher, which I am really excited to read. If you have watched my previous video of getting back into reading, I have been talking about it non-stop. I have been telling you that how much I'm excited to read this book, and yes, I really want to read this book. So maybe we will read this book in this video, but I'm thinking of reading Mate first in this video. I'm really excited to read this one too, and I have been since I read Bride, and I have been thinking and wishing that maybe there will be a second part, because there was a little cliffhanger or stuff like that in the last epilogue of the book, and we assumed that there is going to be a second part, and yes, we were right, there was a second part made, and I am really excited to read this one because I have been into vampires and werewolves and paranormal romance so much lately. I have been reading all of Ali Hazelwood works, small novellas and audiobooks that she has released for the holiday season, and we will talk about this at the end of the month of all the books I have read. But for now, I think we will going to read this one first, or maybe this one. I can't decide which one should I read first, because I really want to read both of them so much. They are my most anticipated reads. This one is quite a long book, it's a really long book. I don't think I will be able to finish it in 24 hours. So maybe we should start with this one, because hopefully we will finish at least one book in this challenge. Alright guys, so I have almost finished my 2 hours of readings. Can you see this? Almost 2 hours now that I have been reading for, and I have finished 4 chapters in 2 hours, not so surprisingly, and I am loving this book so far. So much happened in this book, chapter after chapter. It's prologue as usual in her books, and then it's present day, and then few months earlier, and then present day, and then in the past, something like that. And without spoiling something, can I spoil it? I don't know, but we have Quinn and Serena, who we have met in the first book, Bride. So Serena is a human were hybrid, and she is one of her kind, except for the little sister of Lo from Bride, who is also a were human hybrid, but she is just 7 years old so we like they can't really like out her, and they have to like protect her secret identity, like they have to keep her identity secret. So Serena decided to come forward and tell everyone that she is the only hybrid existing in this world, and Queen is the alpha of Northwest, Lo is the alpha of Southwest, and Serena is currently like living in the pack of Queen's Northwest. So there is all this introduction right now, like we have not even been in 5% in the book, but it's just some introduction and these things, and we have not met Misery yet in this book. And Quinn tells her that she is his mate, and but he doesn't like her. So I'm little confused, but we don't have anything. I don't have anything much to talk about this book right now because it's just started. So maybe, and it is quite a long book, like I didn't knew that. I thought it's just 300 pages, but it's almost like 450 pages, so it's going to take me a really long time to complete this, and I think I will do an 3 or 4 hours update, like I will update you after 3 or 4 hours, so that we have something to talk about. Like, you know, I don't have anything to talk about right now. I just know that she's going to go live with him for protection because people are after her to kill her because they don't want reunion between humans and werewolves. I just wanted to say that he has such dry humor, like, you know, those who jokes with a straight face, and he is clearly attracted to her. Like, he's so attracted towards her, like seriously, but he's trying not to show it and not to like act on it, and it's like my favorite kind of genre, and whatever that is, like it's my favorite, absolute favorite kind of behavior. And it can be seen in mostly all Ali Hazelwood books where the MMC already likes the heroine, but they are clearly trying not to show it, and it's so good to read this, so good. Hello everyone, I just woke up, it's the next day, and last night we did a really good chunk of reading. So let me show you. We did 8 hours, can you see this? 8 hours of reading, and I am currently halfway through my book. Like, I am really totally halfway, and it is a really good book. Like, the plot is getting really good, and there are some secrets coming out, and for the core of it, let me tell you, Serena is about to die. She has some chronically she is really sick, like she has some disease, so she's going to die, and that is why she wants to live alone, and she asked Quinn to help her. Spoilers, please skip this part, but she doesn't want to worry anyone, so she takes refuge with Quinn. And Quinn, as I told you, is really resisting himself, like he wants her so much. She is his mate, and in this book we know why he's resisting. Like, he has a very valid and legal, literally very legal reason why he's resisting himself. That I'm not going to tell you because it is going to spoil some things. And now they are figuring out why, and who is like wants Serena dead, because someone wants Serena dead because she is a hybrid, and who is after all these attacks on her. Another thing I want to add, like I have already discussed it before in our books, that we have this whole book from the point of view of Serena, like we always have it from the female's point of view, but the little, you know, like this heading type of thing, it is always from the point of view of the hero or MMC. We have main character, and it is really good to like peek into what he is thinking and what his feelings are. And it's really good to like, when you don't know anything about their feelings and their point of views, it's really good to read that little heading about them. So I'm always looking forward to know what he is thinking. So finally I finished this book, and I'll show you a screenshot of the time I finished it. It's 16, like I can't believe it took me almost 17 hours to finish this book. But I never claimed to be a fast reader. I told you that I'm a really slow reader, so I'm not really surprised. But when I measure my reading time with actual time, it kind of surprises me that it takes me so long to read one book. It took me almost 17 hours last night. So I thought that I won't be able to finish the other two selected books I choose for this video in 7 hours, which is remaining to complete the 24 hours reading challenge. So I thought of reading something very small and quick, like a short book. So I chose Cruel Winter with You by Ali Hazelwood to read in that time, and I finished it in almost 3 hours. I'll show you a screenshot of that too. And still I have some hours remaining in my challenge, so I am thinking of reading another short read, which I haven't decided yet. But first let's talk about this book, which I gave 5 stars to, and I really love this book so much. You know, Ali Hazelwood always set the bar so high. Like I always know, like from the bottom of my heart, like in my soul, I know that I am going to love her books, because I love all her books. Like the way she writes the books, and the way it was always love at first sight, but it never feels like it. Like no instant love feeling is not there, you know. And it's so much slow burn. Like this book was such a slow paced book. Like they kissed at literally 80%, or I won't say 80, I will say 90% of this book they kissed. So it was just up my alley. Like I love slow burn so much, and this book was so perfect for me. Let's talk about the MMC Queen. So you know, he's a werewolf, alpha werewolf, and he was so hot. He was kind, he was funny in his own dry sense of humor way. He was obsessed with her. He was literally so protective of her, and he was like so, you know, like a puppy in front of her. Like, you know, the feeling when the MMC was like, you can do anything with me, I won't say anything, like you literally own me, body, heart and soul. That's the way he was, and he never ever showed it to her in words, and in actions it's something different. Like it was so beautiful to read that. And there was such a emotional turmoil at the end, because I was like, it finally ended. Like all the intense stuff is already ended, but then there comes their lovey-dovey part, and then again it's the emotional turmoil, and I was like, what is going to happen, what will happen? And so it really made me cry too. Like I really literally cried at the end. I did. So overall I really love this book, and I really wish to read Bride again. Maybe I will reread this book in this challenge. But when I was reading about Misery and Low, I kinda being nostalgic about them, because I loved Bride so much too. But this book was so awesome. Like I actually had the anticipations, or you can say actually hoped that this is going to be a 5-star. I really literally had so many hopes with this book, and it is really a good book, and I really loved it. I seriously loved it. Like I got my 5-star read before the end of the year, maybe the last 5-star, or we don't know. So there is that. But now let's talk about Cruel Winter with You by Ali Hazelwood again. Actually, I think I am kinda in my phase of Ali Hazelwood. Like I read in a phases of different authors. Like this year, if I talk back about this year, like we will make a separate video in which I'll talk about all the books I read this year. But it was kinda a reread year for me. Like in the first 6 months I read only Mariana Zapata. Like 95% of Mariana Zapata I only read her books. And now at the end of the year I'm only reading Ali Hazelwood. Like back to back, not even another author, back to back I'm reading Ali Hazelwood. So let's talk about that book. It's not literally anything to talk about. It's only 60 pages. It was a really short winter romance, Christmassy romance kind of book, and it was about best friend's brother, but the MMC was younger than the FMC, and it was just like their childhood, and now how he has always been in love with her, and he always told her that he's going to marry her, but she literally has she has a single dad, and she has some trauma and childhood burdens, I can say. So she's always pushing him away. So there's that, like nothing much to talk about. I liked it. It was actually an emotional turmoil. I thought it was going to be a quick, short, happy, Christmassy romance when I picked it up, but it was literally made me cry so hard because of all the, self-hatred and self-doubt Jamie was going through, the FMC. So, and Mark, we have Mark and Jamie. So Jamie was going through so much self-doubt. She's a doctor and he is a tech billionaire. So yes, but it was really short and everything sorted out at last. So guys, I finished my 24-hour reading challenge, and actually I didn't only did for 24 hours, I actually did it for 24 hours and 22 minutes extra, because I forgot to stop the timer at 24 hours complete. So yes, and I also forgot to start the timer after I realized, after reading for 1 and 2 hours, I realized that I didn't start the timer. So actually I did 2 or 3 hours extra in this challenge, but that's beside the point. So as I told you, I started reading Pride after reading Mate because nostalgia hit me hard, and I am actually more than halfway in the book. 3/4 book is complete, and only 200 pages I guess are left in this book. This is quite short comparison to Mate. So, and as I've already read this book, I went through it more quickly and smoothly as I did in Mate. But as usual, I loved it, and yes, so I really enjoyed this 24-hour reading challenge. This is it for today's video. Thank you for watching till the end, or even if you went halfway, or even if you clicked on this video, but I am very grateful. I am really grateful that you are here. And if you liked the vibes, if you liked something, do subscribe, like the video, and please comment down below what you think. And I'll see you in my next video very soon. Bye.